years, you know, we've had so many Bagehot fellows go back into their publications or stations or new media outlets these days, and I think it's made a huge difference in the quality of business journalism.
When I applied for the Bagehot, I was working as an editor on the international desk at AP.
I'd had 6 years with the FT.
I applied thinking it'd be a good way for me to go out and get a bigger horizon in terms of business reporting.
I was actually a freelancer.
I was a reporter.
I was working at the Daily Deal.
Bergen Record.
United Press International.
CNN.
I was, and hopefully will be again, a business reporter for the Seattle Times newspaper covering banks and equity markets.
I applied for the Bagehot because I really wanted to get a lot smarter in accounting and finance, and it did the trick.
I actually needed a break to reflect.
And it seems like such a different thing to do.
I wanted to be equipped.
I really wanted to move up another level, so that's why I went for it.
I found myself increasingly writing business stories, covering earnings, talking to company executives. I knew there were a lot of stories that were out there that you could only understand if you had the same training as the people who were running the banks and the companies.
I thought it would be useful to get some formal training in economics and business.
The ability to see stories and data is immensely valuable for any journalist.
I thought it would give me an edge. It would make me a smarter reporter.
And that's what I wanted.
I remember the first week of business school.
10 of us and hundreds of them.
Everyone was terrified that I was going to write a book about them.
The business students sort of aren't quite sure what to make of us at first.
They have a hard time pronouncing the word Bagehot.
They can't quite understand why we're there.
I mean, they know that you are a journalist and you are, let's say, different.
Most of them really enjoyed just knowing that there was a journalist in the room.
That first day, we all sat there thinking, oh my God, what have we done?
I took all the basic courses that a first-year MBA student would take. Corporate finance.
I like corporate finance.
Corporate finance.
I've never cried over a spreadsheet before.
I have an accounting midterm in 2 days.
The hardest and the best was accounting.
Accounting, you'd set aside 2 hours to do an accounting homework, and it would take 14.
And I absolutely loved accounting.
Accounting made no sense to me.
Well, accounting can be scary to journalists.
It was like a mystery puzzle.
There's lots of leeway in the rules.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and that's how I feel about accounting.
It was fantastic.
I was much better at finance and macroeconomics.
Well, statistics is very difficult, wasn't it?
It was exhilarating.
I'm still, you know, kind of reflecting.
What I remember vividly still is doing regression analysis on an HP 12C hand calculator.
It turned us into geeks.
I took a class on business and the law.
Trade negotiations.
If I never, ever have to think about decision models again, it's too soon.
There was a course in something called operations management, which I still couldn't tell you exactly what it was.
What I loved most was financial statement analysis.
That class blew me away.
Turnaround management.
Forensic accounting.
Pacific Basin economies.
By the end of the semester, we drank the Kool-Aid and we were cheering along with everyone else.
The speakers were the best part of the Bagehot. I mean, when will I ever get a chance to eat dinner with Paul Volcker or breakfast with Warren Buffett or talk about the 2000 election with Pat Buchanan?
We went to meet John Fay when he was at the New York Stock Exchange.
Dick Grasso, before he had all his problems.
We had Nobel Prize winners.
Joe Stiglitz. Roy Cohen was wild. Volcker was just incredible. Just such, people were very hostile, but he didn't care.
A dinner with Rudy Giuliani when he was federal attorney.
Timothy Geithner, he was the New York Federal Reserve president at the moment.
You're sitting around in a casual conversation, and they would open up in a different way because it was around the dinner table.
The credential indicates a seriousness of purpose and a skill level that others don't have.
More than that, I think it makes you a better reporter.
I was actually able to learn what motivated business people, how they made their critical decisions, and that really helped me cover business in a more serious way.
It gave me that much more confidence to turn myself into a true columnist.
Every time I sit down to do a story, I feel like wow, I'm so lucky that I got to do this program.
I wanted to be a Bagehot again when I was finishing the Bagehot program.
I always joke that I think they should have like a program for Bagehots to get to go back after 10 years and sharpen our skills again.
There's so much I studied, but there's so much I didn't. I would love another year.
10 years later, I keep wishing that I remembered this. I remember that they talked about this in a certain lecture. I keep wanting to find my notes and look it up.
If I had the chance to do it again, yes, I certainly would.